Okay, so what is up, everybody? This is Morgnagus, and I'm currently at uni, which is fun. That's why the room is way smaller, and it's like, you know, 6 in the morning. So microphone. Side note: this mic cable is dying, and I was meant to have a replacement show up, and it was supposed to arrive today, and then they didn't deliver it. So that was fun. I have the mic gain like cranked to hell because this is a pretty directional mic, but then it's like, you know, placing it is a bit annoying because obviously I have the desk here and a bed here, and this is not my mic stand that's adjustable because I was like, I don't want to bring the adjustable one in case it gets stolen. It's fine. Anyways, before I get too rambly with this, this video today is a bit of a cautionary tale about you know, bits of gear. So for a little bit of context, and I'm sure editing me in post will thank me for this so much, but I'll stick up images and whatever, and I'll interlace other clips from it. But essentially, I started playing drums like, you know, 3 weeks before I left, so that was fun. But I started playing drums and I started recording them at the same time. Now, for context, I had bought a Behringer UMC 1820, right? It's their 8 mic pre unit, and it's fine. The only problem is that I managed to like eat up 7 out of the 8 inputs before I ever started recording drums. I asked around in the SMG Discord, and this one guy said, hey, there's some, you know, pretty cool old units that are still really good and work like that, and gave me a list of them. I found one of them. You know, one of the ones on there was this thing called the M-Audio Profire 2626 or whatever it was. That particular unit is an old firewire interface. Now, for those of you who don't know what firewire is, and I don't blame you, it's like a really ancient kind of connector. Firewire, old standard, old connection. It was like the precursor to USB peripherals. And like, you have some perfectly good interfaces that work fine, other than the fact you can't connect them as interfaces anymore. In these old Firewire interfaces, the 8-channel ones, they have a mode where they can double as just a regular ADAT preamp, and because they're old Firewire pieces of kit, they go for way cheaper on the used market because everyone looks at them and it's like, oh, it's a Firewire interface. This is fucking worthless. But if you know what you're looking for, you can grab one of these and use it as an ADAT preamp, which I thought, okay, I could do with an extra 8 inputs. And so I bought one. I bought this thing called the M-Audio Profire because I found it on the used market for like 100 quid. Sure, that thing looked like it had been through a fucking war zone, but like, who cares? It worked. There's just one problem. And this is something that I didn't really consider. The M-Audio specifically, it has 2 modes, right? It's got interface mode and standalone mode. Now, the way that it works is that you need to put it in standalone mode for it to behave like an ADAT preamp, which is fine. You just need to, you know, a Firewire port on your computer, and your computer needs to be capable of running the software. And I think the last supported version they had was something like Windows 8. Okay, I'll message the eBay seller and say, hey, can you put this into standalone mode before you ship it over? And they said, we'll see what we can do. And, you know, they technically held up their end of the deal because I got the unit and I tried to hook it up via ADAT. Oh, why is it doing this? It's not in standalone mode. So yeah, anyways, so I get the thing. It's not in standalone mode, I think. Anyways, so here I am. I'm like, I could send it back, but like, I'll give it a try. So I buy a T400 ThinkPad used off of eBay for like 35 quid. And then I proceed to do, and I bought it because it had a firewire port, and I'm like, okay, firewire port, old ass version of Windows. It doesn't come with a battery. Who gives a shit? They have a charger for it. So what I did, I got it, plugged it in, installed the software, and the software tells me, yeah, you don't have anything connected. So at that point, it was like, okay, either the firewire port on the laptop is fucked, or the cable is fucked, or the firewire like connector on the interface is fucked. And so at that point I just gave up and returned the unit. Anyway, so I think the cautionary tale here is that if you're gonna buy stuff off of, you know, the used market, especially old bits of firewire gear,
read the fucking manual.
And I should have done that, and I was warned about it, and I didn't. I sent it back. I was looking around, and I happened to stumble across a different piece of gear.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I found this 8-channel firewire interface. This time it was a Motu. I'd heard someone on the SMG Discord, they mentioned, you know, I mentioned my issues with the M audio, and they said, wait, it doesn't just automatically go into standalone mode if it's not plugged in? I said, no. And they said, oh, that's poor design, because my Motu does that. I'm like, really? Yeah, I have like an old Motu firewire interface that just turns itself to an ADAT preamp if you don't have the firewire connector plugged into a computer. So because of that, I decided I would go look. I wasn't looking for anything specifically Motu, but I did find one, and it was like 150 quid, which is still really cheap for a preamp if you think about it. So I bought it. And I had it delivered to my home studio. It's currently just sat in a box in my room, and I don't have any idea how that's going to work out because I haven't actually been over to test it out, and I kind of want to do that. But of course, then I have to, you know, figure out how the fuck, you know, it's like, fucking trains are expensive. Anyway, just make sure you read the manuals to do with firewire gear before you actually buy any. If you enjoyed this kind of, you know, rant / cautionary tale about firewire gear and the used market, or you just, you know, want to hear more stuff from me whilst I'm at uni, then, you know, I said I was working on an EP before I went to uni. It's mostly finished. I just have to write the lyrics and record the vocals. And I'm really good at procrastinating writing lyrics, so it might take a little while longer. And whilst we're here, I've also done one or two cool things. So I am currently working on a side project where I'm writing and doing other stuff with this guy over the internet, and we're currently working on a crust punk EP, crust punk black metal thing. I'm writing the drums and the lead guitars and the synths. Yeah, there's synths on there. Sorry. I brought a MIDI keyboard with me, and I'm having way too much fun just dicking around with synths. Also, there's a piano, and I should mention that the student union at this place is pretty cool, and it has a piano in the building, and it's really fucking out of tune, but it kind of sounds cool for horror movie music sort of things. So yeah, I'm having fun with keys and other stuff. So yeah, I had someone message me asking if I wanted to put death metal vocals on an EP of theirs. And, you know, they have the songs written, they have the lyrics written, they have the timestamps for where each verse and chorus goes written, which I think is really fucking cool and makes my life nice and easy. So yeah, that'll happen at some point. If any of that at all sounds interesting, I will post updates to that here in the future. So yeah, feel free to check it out. This is Mordinakis, over and out.